something that my home inspector told me when I first got my house. Either you have termites or you're gonna get termites, but either way, they're on their way.
Welcome to the Dream is Real podcast brought to you by Dream Select Realty. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a seasoned investor, or simply curious about the world of real estate, this is the place for you. We dive deep into the latest trends, tips, and insights to help you make informed decisions and turn your real estate dreams into reality. Today we have Richard Delgado from Pillar to Post Home Inspections. With over 20 years of experience in the industry, Richard is a trusted advisor for countless homeowners and real estate professionals. His commitment to excellence and customer satisfaction has earned him a stellar reputation in the community. Welcome, Rich.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's very nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. We already did a webinar together. You should all go check it out, but it's so good to have you for a one-on-one and learn from your experience and all the tips and advice you can give homeowners. But first, let's talk a little bit about you being a Long Islander. Let's talk about that. How long have you been living there?
Okay, I've been in Long Island probably about 13 to 14 years. I was born in the Bronx, raised in Queens, and then we moved out here to start a family. My son's, he's 12, so we were here a year before that. So about 13 years. I live in East Meadow in Nassau County.
I love that. So do you happen to be a homeowner?
Yes, I own my home in Nassau County, yes.
So how was that process for you? What was it like?
Well, the process back when I bought the house 13 years ago, we didn't have many first-time home buyer seminars like the ones that we've been doing here with Dream Select to inform people on how to buy a house and all the process. So it was a little difficult. It was kind of just word of mouth. You kind of leaned on a lot of people that had been through the process before, but it was a little painstaking in the beginning, but we were able to get it done. Yeah.
I love that. So you were telling me you're in Nassau. What motivated you to settle in this area?
Well, we liked that it was close enough to the city where we didn't have to have a long commute into work at that time. My wife and I were working in Queens. And it also was close enough to Long Island to give us that Long Island feel where we could get that neighborhood feel. Plus, we could benefit from a lot of Long Island beaches and parks and things like that.
That's beautiful. It's a great thing to be near nature. So what do you enjoy the most about your neighborhood?
I like the sense of community. I like the sense that your neighbors will help you out. I like the convenience of everything near us. We have so many stores, so many restaurants. And again, I can be in the city in about a half hour, or I could be in the beach in about 20 minutes. So it's nice. It's right in between where we can enjoy all the amenities of Long Island and still get that feel of that New York City.
I love that. So do you have any other local amenities or attractions?
We have some parks out here that are really nice, really big. A lot of golfing for people that like golf. I like mini golf, and there's mini golfing that goes on over here. And a lot of restaurants, like I said, a lot of shops, a lot of different places where you can go buy things, a lot of different food. We're very diverse with what is going on out here. So you can get very good Italian food, very good Spanish food, very good Chinese food. So I feel like there's a lot of amenities here that are worth enjoying.
That's so good. Like when you have all these diverse options. So were there any challenges during this period? Did you have like anything to overcome?
What do you mean, like in moving to Long Island?
Yes, in the process of buying your home there and moving.
I think the hardest part was getting used to how nice and quiet it was coming from the city. The city, there's always something going on. There's always some type of noise, some big party. So it was a little quieter than what I was expecting. But it made me feel better because it was that time in my life where it was like I was ready to settle down and raise a family. So that was the environment that I wanted to raise a family in.
Yes. That's so, it feels so weird when you're used to noise and suddenly it's all so quiet.
Yes.
And well, this is an extreme example when you go to the countryside and it's all dark and you're like, if someone is coming my way, I have no idea. Pitch black, I don't know. So
Yeah.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, yeah, that was a transition, a good transition. It wasn't bad. It was just good. It was just something that I wasn't used to at night. It was like, wow, I could really hear the crickets, or I can really, you can really hear just one or two cars passing by, and it was so that was a little bit of adjustment, but again, a good adjustment.
Absolutely, absolutely. Also, you were telling me you have a daughter that is 12.
I have a son.
Oh, sorry, you
I
have
have
a
a son.
son.
Yes, I have a son. He's 12 years old. Yes.
So when you moved, were you looking to be raising him in a different environment?
Yes, I wanted to be able to give him that kind of, I guess, rural feel, stay away from what I grew up with in the hustle and bustle of the city life. I wanted to give him a little more structure, I guess, a little more sense of community, be able to have more activities available to him. I wanted him to have a big backyard. I wanted him to be able to play out in the street. So that was something that was very important.
I love that. And that's so beautiful when you get to play out in the street and,
Yes.
you can relax and they're right there. So, what about schooling? What about school system? Well, we're back to school in these
Yes.
weeks, right?
Yes.
How is that for you?
It's good. It's good. My son doesn't like it too much. He doesn't want to go back to school, but this time of year, it's good. It's fun. It's fun to see all the families getting ready, and you drive by the school buses and you can see all the little kids all so excited to go to school. So it's a nice time. It's a nice time, especially when the school starts. The weather starts to change a little bit too, so it's nice to get that cool, crisp air coming in, and you kind of feeling like, all right, fall's coming. Like it's a new season, new things are happening. So yeah, it's a nice feeling this time of year.
I love that. So you're a home inspector. So
Yeah.
as a home inspector, what are the most common issues you find in homes on Long Island?
In Long Island, the most prevalent thing, I guess, would be between termites and any type of water issues. A lot of rain or a lot of basements getting flooded out, things like that. And the termites, we have a big termite problem in Long Island. Something that my home inspector told me when I first got my house. Either you have termites or you're gonna get termites, but either way, they're on their way. So you might as well try to get something, be proactive with that and take care of that most importantly.
I love that how in different regions you get different things. Have you ever had the chance to know about other regions issues, or maybe when you were in the city, are there different issues in the city than on a suburbs or different types of cities?
Um, I'm gonna say as far as New York, I haven't seen many different issues in between from the city and Long Island. I guess once you get more into the city, you do have a little bit less of a termite problem. We have it due to our low water bed system, so it's easier for the termites. They thrive in that type of environment. Um, I guess any type of struggles would be maybe in different states where they have different issues that they need, different building codes that they need to retain for more stressful weather environments, like per se, like if you live in Florida or if you live in Texas. Those type of states require you to take a little bit more training because they're more prone to hurricanes, they're more prone to severe weather, so their houses need to be built a little bit different to survive that. Our houses here, since we don't got too much severe weather, it's more of what you need to take care of internally as far as any type of bugs, since we do have a bug problem, or a type of making sure that your house is well insulated and protected against water damage, to making sure that you're shedding the water away, making sure that your roof is good, things of that nature.
And also the snow, right? Like
Yes.
being ready for all the like snow and weight on the roof. Is that a
Yes.
problem?
Yeah, it can be. Yes, if you don't have the proper type of roofing up there, your sheething is messed up, or somebody hasn't taken a look in a while, it could deteriorate after a while, and that weight can be an issue in some homes. Yes.
Wow, I never thought of that until now. So that's very interesting. So, what is the most important thing you look for during a home inspection?
The one thing I look for, I guess, the most aside of our thorough inspections, what I'm really more concerned about is any type of safety issues, anything that's gonna affect you, your body or your health. Any type of uneven walkways, any type of unsturdy stairs or anything like that, or any type of mold issues, anything that would affect you or your family in a way that wouldn't be able to be just fixed by a plumber or like an electrician. Those things, of course, they're important, they cost money, but your health is something that you should always invest the most in. So I worry about people's health and their family's health as well. Some of these people move in with their kids, they move in with a parent that's older, so they're trying to take care of their family, And I want to make sure that they're getting into a position that's a good environment for them to be able to do that and have their family safe and healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything that we generally don't recognize as dangerous that could be dangerous and we don't know about? Like, I don't know, something that people are generally not aware of as something that needs to be taken care of?
I would say a lot of the mold issues, people aren't aware how important it is for you to have proper ventilation and proper insulation things to make sure that moisture isn't building up in certain places. And it'll always be those places that you can't see, right? It's always up in like the corner of a basement or like, up in your attic. And because it's in these unseen places, they seem to not get taken care of. And little by little, it gets worse and worse and worse. And I think going to the importance of the home inspection, a home inspector will be able to see these things. We kind of play detective, right? So we're kind of like, okay, because this is going on, these three things could happen because of this going on. So maybe it's not there now, but if you don't take care of this now, then eventually this is what will happen. I think that that's so important to have a home inspector come in and take a look at something like that, because those things could build up and really be unhealthy for you and your family in the long run.
Yes, absolutely. That's so good to know that when you can work with someone with experience, they can predict ahead of time things and help you with bigger problems, avoid bigger problems in the future. So, could you explain to me and the audience why a thorough home inspection is crucial for a first time home buyer?
Sure. Your house is a living thing and it has a story to tell. And without having a professional go in there and translate that story to you, you won't know the whole story of that house. And it's very important for you to be knowledgeable on that and the purchase that you're going to make. Right? Some of these are the biggest purchases that some of these homeowners will make their whole life. And it's a lot of money to get into a house. And it's important to understand that this, where you're going to live with your family and where you're going to make all of these memories, is going to be a good place for you. Obviously, all houses are going to have problems. Everything is fixable. We work with a solution based mind where we can work towards the solutions and always giving you some type of solution or at least a path to somebody that can find you a solution. But I think that having that whole story before you make this purchase is very important. And somebody like me with Pillar to Post, we also offer estimates with our inspections as well to give you an idea of not just the story that you're getting, but also some type of money that you would have to spend to make that home a house that you would want it to be in.
That's so important, and it's really a crucial step of buying your first home or buying a home. What advice would you give to first-time home buyers regarding home inspections? Like when they get to that step, what should they be looking for in a home inspector?
Well, you should be trying to find somebody that has been doing home inspections for a little while or that knows the industry. Somebody that is willing to answer your questions and is willing to be transparent with you. Somebody that is willing to especially speak in a way that you'll understand and not be super technical with things. Some of these people are first time home buyers and they don't know anything about a house. They don't know anything about home maintenance. So some, home inspectors might speak a little more technical, and it's not that, they're not trying to explain things. They just won't know how to convey that message in a way. And I find that at times like that, you can confuse somebody even more. And with confusion comes fear, and with fear comes a lack of moving to the next step. So when you have somebody that can talk to you clearly, that can give you the right information, that can guide you to where you can get your problem solved, I think that that's very important for you to have in a home inspector.
So important. Communication is key, and you're
Yes.
trying to learn about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
communication is in any relationship that you have, right? The talking to one another and making sure that both parties understand exactly what the other person is saying. Yes.
totally. Yeah. So, what are some lesser known red flags that could indicate serious problems in a home? We were talking about mold and checking these spaces that we don't know. Are there any other things? You're like a detective, as you told me. Things you
Yes.
look for, or things people could look at home and say, okay, I'm going to call a home inspector because I can see this or that.
hmm I think that some people don't understand the importance of mitigating your water in a certain way where it's going away from your house. So making sure that your landscaping and that your gutters are moving that water away from the house. Some gutters just will dispense the water right by the foundation. And what happens is that water always finds its way into cracks, and water is very erosive. So it'll erode away some of your protection that you'll have from it getting inside of the house, or erode away at your at your wood, it'll erode away at your concrete, and that'll lead into more problems of that water getting into places that you don't want it to get into, especially inside of the home, where again, now we're talking mold again, right? Where that moisture is going to live and it's going to just build up, going to build up more. It's going to build up mold. So my more important thing that I tell everybody is make sure that your gutters are moving the water away from the home and making sure that your gutters are clean and making sure that you don't have any type of disruptions in that water getting to where it needs to get. Because if you don't control the water where you want it to get to, it's going to find its way inside of your home and cause damage that's going to be later on a lot more money. Where you can just pay somebody, yearly, just maybe in the beginning of fall, maybe at the end of fall, clean the gutters, and then just get maybe extensions for the gutters. Just one thing that I tell people that is very, very low money, but very effective in the long run for your house.
Yeah, that's great advice. Great advice. So, do you have like a system to prioritize the issues you discover during an inspection? Do you have like, okay, these sort of issues are most important ones, these are the second ones, and so on?
Well, what we do is we go through all the components in the house. So each house will have a component, right? So what we look at the exterior. And within that exterior is also a bunch of components that we're looking at. So we're looking at the condition of your roof, and then we go down, we're looking at the condition of your walls, we're looking at the condition of your windows. Are they insulated properly? Is everything covered up properly? Then we go down, we're looking at the condition of the foundation from the outside, we're looking at your landscaping, we're looking at certain things like that. So that'll be one whole component that we look at. And we'll look at the interior. Now we're looking again from top to bottom, we're looking at the ceiling, we're looking at the walls, the floor. Then we're also looking at your electrical system, right? So we're testing outlets, we're looking inside of your electrical boxes, we're making sure that everything is properly put into the right breakers, making sure that the wires match. Then we're looking at your plumbing as well. We're flushing toilets, we're turning on sinks, we're making sure that the water's flowing, we're looking at your heating, your cooling. So there's a lot that we look at, and within each one of those components, we can find very important things to very minimal things. And then what normally an inspection report will do is if there's something that is really significant, safety issues, like I told you, or big ticket items, what we call, which are, something that would be expensive to fix, a roof, your air conditioning, your heater, things like that. Those would go into the summary that would normally appear right in the front of your report. So you could see those key moments, and then you could continue reading on to your report. But each one of those components will have things that will affect it and will be important within that realm of that component.
Wow. So it's a very extensive and thorough
Yes.
investigation.
Yes.
And yeah, so how do you reassure first-time home buyers who might be a little bit anxious about potential issues, like when they get the report and they're like, or sometimes that must happen. How is that moment like?
Well, like I said, one is, I think the most important that we spoke about was communication, and a way to communicate things that it's not so fearful. It's every house is going to have a problem. As you get older, we all have ourselves. We all have problems, but we can all work on ourselves to fix ourselves, right? And in the same way with your house. And I like to focus on those solutions instead of just the problem. So yes, you have this problem, but there is a solution to that problem. There will be something that we can work on, and a good inspector or a good real estate agency like Dream Select will have people that they work with as well. You have tradespeople, you have plumbers, we have electricians, we have people that we know that we can trust to recommend to you, so you won't have to go out there and do that legwork. We have people that we work with closely that we can say, hey, you have an electric problem here. Here is my guy Vinny, the electrician. He could go out there and he can take care of that problem. He can look further, or he can assess it a little better than I can. And just that process, I think, helps them out, knowing that, okay, I'm not just putting a problem on your lap and I left you alone. I'm giving you what's going on, but I also have a solution for you. And I think that that's important. And communication as well. I try to keep, my conversations not as technical. I try to learn the people, try to really respond to all of their questions, and making sure that they feel confident in what they're doing.
Yeah, that's great. And also, have you ever been part of, when a first-time home buyer was negotiating the price? Did you ever see how, thanks to a home inspection, the price was renegotiated? Has that ever happened?
I do know that they use the home inspection reports as a negotiation, but that is that comes after I go in, right? So the importance of a home inspector is that we're a non-partial third party. So we're not, whether the house sells or not, we're not. That's not our concern. Our concern is that the customer knows what they're getting themselves into, that they're being educated, and that they understand what this purchase is going to be like. So that they get that whole story. Like again, I told you that house is a story to tell, and I'm going to be the one to tell it to you as honestly and as accurately as I can. So that part of the process isn't something that a home inspector would be involved in, but I do know that the home inspection reports are used further on to negotiate, which it makes the sale of the property a little more fair as well. Why, you're not expecting somebody to pay full price as they would for a brand new home, where there's problems where that money could be, taken off to make it fair to the home buyer as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so important. And so regulations in New York and Long Island require you to, you have to get a license, right, to do
Yes.
home inspections.
Yes.
So that's really important, and it benefits buyers, right? What do you think?
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. You go through a long, and I mean, the process alone for you getting your home inspection license in New York is a long one. You have to do 100 hours of classroom time and an additional 40 hours of field time, where you meet up with somebody and you actually do practice home inspections. You go through a house with an instructor. And then as part of Pillar to Post home inspectors, we also get another 100 hours additional of training. We get national training where we learn about other states and what they go through in the process and things that they're dealing with there. So, I mean, as far as my training, I did about 200 hours of classroom training, 40 hours out in the field. So that is important for you to get somebody that's really well knowledge. Most people will say, like, I have a cousin that's an electrician, or I have a brother that's a plumber, and he'll come and he'll do the home inspection. And there's not, absolutely, I'm not taking away from anything like that, but if he's a plumber, he knows plumbing. And the fact of him knowing roofing, the fact of him knowing electrician, the fact of him knowing landscaping might not be his strong suit. He might be very good at plumbing. So again, I hate to kill what I say, but he's only going to give you a part of the story. He's going to tell you the plumbing side of the story. Where you get a home inspector, we're well-rounded in everything of the home. And when you get a home inspector that's been properly trained, he'll be able to give you a good idea of everything that's going on in the house.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's so important. And I love that you had to take classroom lessons and field lessons. Which one did you enjoy the most?
I like the field stuff. I like being out of the field. I don't like sitting and doing office stuff. No, I don't like that. I like to be out. I like to meet people. I like to learn. I'm a visual learner, so that was nice to see different homes. And it's also nice because you'll go to a house that was built in 1994, or you'll go to a house that was built in 1912. And those are, the technologies on those houses are completely and totally different. So it's always nice to see something really far, and it's always nice to see new technology as well. So
I love that. Like, yes, you get to see it all.
Yes.
What is the feel like when you get to inspect an older home, like 1912? Have you ever had the chance to inspect a home?
Yes, the earliest house I was able to inspect is 1920. And they're very different. Some of their heating, some of the building practices then were very different. But I'll tell you something though. I mean, some of these houses built in 1920, 1950, they were built to last. Like the bones on those houses are so great as compared to some of the houses, like I said, that you would get from 1980 something, where this stuff is already falling over. Like the construction, even though maybe they lacked a lot of safety, the construction of the house and the bones of the house are always really, really good.
I love that. I just saw a meme today, like 1970s fridge lasted forever when they were time machines. So the same with construction. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
How can home buyers best prepare for an inspection day? How is an inspection day like?
So I think that something I would recommend is just having whatever question you have it ready for your home inspector. Plan to spend at least 2.5 hours in the home inspection. Some inspectors might take a little longer. And again, that's just them being very thorough. So yeah, planning ahead, planning your questions, making sure that you're going to understand everything possible from your home inspector. I think that's the most important thing that you can do to prepare. Just any questions you have, he should be able to answer them. And if he can't answer them, he should be able to have somebody that can answer them.
Mm-hmm. That's so important. And so what sets you apart from other home inspections? What is the process like?
Well, with most home inspectors, you'll get your home inspection. You'll get a thorough home inspection, and you'll get the report. What makes me, Rich, and Pillar to Post a little different, we add on certain processes that will continuously help you even after the home inspection process. So, like I had mentioned before, we offer estimates that come with our home inspection. So that gives you an idea of any big ticket items or any safety items that you might have to fix. So that'll give you an idea of what you would need, the money or budget that you would need to have to be able to take care of those things. We also offer 360 virtual tour video that you would be able to access. So that'll give you an idea of that home, what it looked like the day we were there. At any time, you can look at it. It helps out the realtors. That way they don't have to continuously go back to the house and show the house over and over again. We also offer floor plans. If you're working with a renovator, you're able to give them those home plans. They'll be able to work off of those detailed home plans. We also offer a concierge service that helps people move their utilities over. So that'll help a lot of people that aren't used to, first-time home buyers that aren't used to a process of moving utilities over. We take care of that for you. I also offer a lot more technology. I have a thermal scan that gives us even more of an idea. So I'm able to look at your house. I'm able to look at your roof. I'm able to look to see if there's any moisture building up where you wouldn't be able to see it through the naked eye. I employ a drone as well, so I'm able to use my drone to get up on certain roofs that we're not able to see. We use moisture meters. So we go above and beyond to make sure that you're getting the full story.
I love that. I love how all this technology helps you, investigate the home and inspect the home. And thermal scan would be like looking through walls. What would
Yes.
that be like?
Yes.
I love that. Okay, so yes, it can be a game changer for you while doing your work. So are there any misconceptions about home inspections that you'd like to clear up?
One big thing, a home inspector is not a house appraiser. So we get that confused a lot. A house appraiser will give you the value of your home. The home inspector will give you the condition of your home. So those are two separate things that people confuse a lot. So that would be a misconception. Another misconception is that home inspector will kill a deal. That's what they say, and it's not so much killing a deal as much as good communication. So if you have an inspector that could communicate properly, everything should stand in line. It should just be an educational moment other than a fearful moment.
Yes, it should be an educational moment, and it's so important. And people are buying homes, so it can be stressful. The idea of a home inspection should be like to be with a team of experts that can help you be more relaxed, and know what you're doing. So that's so important. So, Rich, any upcoming news, anything exciting for you regarding home inspections that you'd like to share?
Well, we have a special coming up pretty soon, so we'll have $100 off of home inspections that we'll be able to offer for people that use us. And we have new technology coming out next year. I don't know if I could speak about that as of yet until it comes out. But we are always at Pillar to Post, always trying to make more innovations and always trying to help out not just the client, but also the realtors that we work with. Our important thing is to educate those clients, but also my job is to help those agents get to their closing faster and make sure that these houses are selling and that the client has stayed happy and informed.
That's great. That's great news, and we'll be looking forward to all your great upcoming news. You can go check the webinar we did with Rich at Dream Select Realty, where we discussed lots of important topics for first-time home buyers. Rich, do you have any hobbies apart from home inspections?
I'm a big geek, so I'm big into Star Wars. I'm big into Marvel. I'm big into comic books and things like that. And I'm an avid gardener. I like to garden. I grow tomatoes, eggplants, a lot of different flowers, peppers, a few different things. So I like to be out there gardening, just me and my dog out there and some bugs. And yeah, and my Star Wars stuff, and just spending time with family and friends.
I love that. Nothing like it's a luxury to be able to harvest your own tomatoes and have a salad of something that you grew yourself. So congratulations. I love that.
Thank you.
So how did you meet LeVar Carter, the broker and owner of Dream Select Realty?
Through Lori Sassano, who is the mortgage here. She works for Fairway. She became friends with LeVar and said LeVar was doing big things with Dream Select Realty, and they were looking for a home inspector to come aboard. So I met him, and here we are. Everything's working out great. Yeah,
I love that. Yes, I love the team working with Dream Select Realty. You get it all in one place. So Rich, it's been great having you as a guest here.
Thank you.
Anything you'd like to say before we go?
Yeah, for everybody out there, take advantage of Dream Select and all the information that they have available to you. They will guide you. They will help you every step of the way. So make sure that, when you are looking for a home, use Dream Select Realty. And also when you are looking for a home, or anybody else that you know is looking for a home, please, even if it's not political post, make sure you're getting the home inspection, make sure you're being educated, and make sure that you're getting the proper information before you're making purchases.
That's great advice. This has been great, very valuable information. Thank you for sharing with us, Rich. And you at home, thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow Dream Select Realty on Instagram and TikTok, and Dream Select Home on X, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit the Dream Select Realty website, dreamselectrealty.com, for investment opportunities and future events. Rich, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Gigi. Thank you for having me. This was very much fun. I can't wait for the next one.
We'll be seeing you next time, Rich. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.